Not believe this. Joe McCain. Joe done stole Ashley ring. We all saw Joe get on his knees in the Africa Zoo and propose to Ashley, right? Ashley body then came back from over there in Africa, honey. And where is the ring? Where is her stuff? All her designer clothes, everything is gone, all right? Joe is the one that got it. It don't take common sense. Joe took it. Joe got the ring. Joe don't want us to investigate the ring. He don't want us to know where he got that ring from. That ring could have been fake. It could have been real. I don't think it was real. I think it was fake. And if we find out, or the ring could have been stolen. Hell, they say Joe McCain is a whole scammer out here in these streets. And what the word on the curve is, he got a whole bunch of money, y'all. Y'all didn't know? Yeah. So we want to talk about that. And did y'all know Joe was beating on her for 3 days straight? They were fighting 3 days straight. He was putting paws on her. Now, if he unalive her with his bare hands, he been putting paws on her this whole relationship. These men are all the same, y'all. I keep trying to tell y'all sisters to wake up. Press one if you feel like if a man will unalive you with their bare hands, you know damn well they putting paws on you day in and day out. That's why she had to wear the makeup all the time to hide them black eyes. Okay, honey, press one. Come on now. Come on now. Some of y'all had to hide some of them black eyes. You know what's going on here. But if a man will take you out of here with his bare hands, he was putting paws on you. And honey, that's just what it was. That's just what it was. And a lot of y'all don't want to see it like that. Y'all want to see, oh my God, they were just arguing. It wasn't just regular arguing. This argument led to her death. This argument, it wasn't them going back and forth. It was Joe putting paws on her. She wanted to get safety. That's why they had to take Joe and say, you need to be in another port, or you need to be in another hut, because he was putting paws on her, slamming her against the wall and everything. And I imagine this stuff with Joe been going on for a while. I bet you one thing, if you ask his ex-wife, she gonna say that he was putting paws on her too. Once an abuser, always an abuser. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Okay? I tell you no lies. All I tell you is facts. Now, they may get mad at me because I'm speaking facts. Facts they don't want people to know or hear, but I'm going to speak it, baby. So I need y'all to get the likes up. We got to talk about it. Everybody named Mama talking about how Ashley ring and her belongings is stolen. It's no longer with her. That don't make no sense at all. So I want to go on social media. I want to see what people are saying. I am going to react to it. If you guys are here and you're my supporters, or you're just supporting the case, me talking about the case, y'all, straight up, I need y'all to like this video, okay? No bullshit around. We need to continue to get the name in the algorithm. I need y'all to like it. I got my girl Magic in the background. Hey, Magic, I'm about to bring you up, girl. Be ready for your ones and twos. So, yeah, I need y'all to like the video. I need y'all to subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Messy Sweet Spot. My panel is open, so if you guys want to come up, feel free to do so. Hey, Magic, how you doing, honey?
I am doing well. Every time I hear your voice, Gigi, I had a long day at work
Yay!
today. And you just listen, you always make my day. You know that. So I said, let me come on up because I got some tea for you.
Ooh, I love me some good old tea, honey. What's the tea?
Okay, so I'm just going to tell you this little snippet. So I
Okay.
do have a gift. I am a seer, and I'm just going to keep it like that. I had that since I was a child. You understand what I mean? I get premonitions and all that. Ashley came to me in my dream last week, and I saw everything. I saw everything that happened. Believe it or not, I saw everything that happened. That's why I said, let me come up now, because you're onto something. You said that he was putting paws on her,
Yes,
and
he
he's been doing
was.
this. And I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to tell you what I saw, what she allowed me to see. I saw her in the room. I saw him yelling, like he has this like this type of sporadic aggression, and he starts yelling in her face. like, like moving his head around, like almost like, like she doesn't know when if he's gonna swing or not. That type of thing. Like he'll get in her face and she'll be like moving back, like get out of here, or scared or crying. But I saw her crying. I saw her scared. I saw her screaming. I saw him up in her face. I even saw him taking her out with his hands.
Oh
I
my
saw it.
God.
I saw it. And I also saw, not for nothing, I saw other people in the room, because I believe what happened is that in the midst of them, they said that they changed their rooms or whatever. I believe that was
Ooh.
for him, because what I saw, it was other people in the background. It was other men in the background, and and she was screaming and she was in shock, but she couldn't really. She was
Oh
almost
my
like it
God.
was horrific. She was in a panic, like oh,
Oh
like oh my God!
God.
But she was crying and she was screaming, but he was taking her out with his hands, and the other people was in the background, basically just watching. And it was like a kind of, he took her out like a erotica, unaliving. You
Oh
understand, so
my
to speak.
God.
Like
Oh
he got off, and like like erotically, like with him in the midst of doing that. That's why I believe, honestly, I think he's done this before. I don't
You
know
know
where or
he
whatever,
done this
but
before. He
he
has
took her out.
his
I saw,
ex-wife is afraid of him.
listen, I
Look
saw her
at him. He's so big
screaming.
and stocky. Let me tell you, he be wrestling with the gorillas, girl. That's why he loved those animals so much. He's the type of man that loved to hunt down animals and lions just for the hell of it, to put up his
And
ego.
he was cursing out. He was calling her all types of words. I'm even talking about the
Oh
B
my
word.
God.
He
Oh,
was
not the
he
B
was
word.
going. This man was going off to the point that she was screaming and
Ooh.
she was crying, and it was so brutal that she was like almost like about to have a heart attack, because
Oh my
that's how brutal
God.
it was. But he did it with his hands, and there were other people in the room. There were a couple of other guys. I think like three more guys I saw in the room,
Oh God.
and they covered it up. But I saw it. She let me see it. I don't know why, but I saw it. Maybe
Ooh,
because I'm into
all
the
I
case.
gotta say is if a man call you a B, he don't love you, ladies. Love
Nope.
yourself. If a man call you a B, you know what he's trying to do? He's trying to hurt you emotionally. He want to
Mhm.
put you down. He want to gut punch you in your effing feelings. And if a man is abusing you verbally, he don't love you. He want to hurt you. He want to control you. He is jealous of you. Okay? And get out your feelings. Stop being sympathetic to the bullshit. Well, maybe he had a bad upbringing. Well, goddamn, you don't love yourself enough. You're gonna allow his bad upbringing to ruin you for the rest of your damn life, huh? Love yourself, Jesus. Oh God. Well,
That's why I
thank
think
you,
he brought her
girl.
there deliberately for that, to do that to her, because he had built up anger, and it was definitely associated with their finances. And she knew too much. So
Uh-uh.
it was something that, yeah, something that happened, but definitely there were other people in that room.
Wow,
I saw it.
girl.
And I
All
saw her
right.
terrified, just screaming and trying to scream and trying to cry. And that's when he put had his hands around her neck. But while
Well,
he had
he's
his
not
hands around
giving
her
back
neck,
that ring. What is he doing with that ring? What is your memory told you? What's going on with the ring? Why he's
um,
not giving the ring back? We
but,
are looking for that ring. We got to question that ring and see. He know what we're gonna do with that ring. That's why
mhm.
he kept the ring. He know we're gonna investigate it. We know we're gonna find out who he bought that ring from, because if it was a fiance, he just proposed to her. Did he just buy the ring? Is this a stolen ring?
He
Who
could have
ring
got
is
the
it?
ring
Is it
out there.
somebody
He
else
could have
ring?
got it out there. He could have got it out there and got someone to get it out there for him. But I believe the reason why he took the ring is because the ring has evidence on it. It has her blood on it.
Oh God! Oh God! They
He
can't
got
bleach it. He can't bleach it and give it to him.
it.
Nah, nah, nah. You know what I think, girl? He hate her ass so bad. He's like, you ain't getting this motherfucking ring. Your family ain't gonna get the ring. So what they can palm it and get the money? I don't know if the ring was even worth much,
You're
because
right, but
I feel like it was a setup and he was just setting it up. I think it was a prop ring. They would have found out that ring ain't even real, girl. Yeah.
yeah,
Whew.
I believe that's a possibility. It could have been a prop.
Oh, some people say he was going to give it to the next victim. Possibly, honey, because he's going after another. You
Yep.
know, it's not safe when you got Joe McCain out here in these streets, and he's
Hmm.
going to target another. And is he going to target another black woman, or what he gonna do? I think
Um,
he's gonna go for another black. He
he
cannot stop
is.
dating. He can't
He
do it.
is. He's
That's what he loves.
Yeah, he has his type, his A type. But she was unalive. It was horrific. It was horrific. That's what I saw in my dream. It was horrific. I was actually right. I was like actually in the room facing her. She was like sitting down like on the bed when all this stuff
Right.
was happening on a piece of furniture she was sitting on, but she was facing me. And her back was to like the window area, but she was facing me, and I was like in front of her, but just watching the whole scenery played out. And I'm like,
Okay.
wow, I was in Africa watching this in
Whoa.
the room.
Woo, honey.
She did not
Oh my God.
get unalive by hanging herself in a closet. She passed away on that bed. He choked her
I
out.
believe it. I believe it. Well, let's look at some of these people, what they saying on TikTok. Then we're gonna go to the big YouTubers.
All right, I want to talk to you guys about the story involving Ashlee Jenae because the details coming out right now are not just heartbreaking, they're also not fully adding up. From what's being reported, Ashlee was on a birthday trip in Zanzibar with her fiance. What was supposed to be a celebration turned into a tragedy when she was found unresponsive in her villa and later passed away at a hospital. Now, local authorities are saying that she unalived herself, but her family is asking for answers and has made it clear that there's still an active investigation. And that's where things start to feel unclear because alongside that, her family also says when her body was returned to New Jersey, her engagement ring was missing. Now, I want to
Oh,
be careful here. I'm not making accusations and I'm not jumping to conclusions, but when you have an ongoing investigation, different narratives, and missing personal items, people are going to have questions, especially when this involves someone who was just celebrating a major life moment days before. At the end of the day, this isn't just a headline. This is a real person, a real family, and a situation that they're still trying to understand. So, right now, the focus really should be on letting the investigation play out and giving the family space to get clarity. Because as it stands, there are still more questions than answers in this case. All right, I want to talk
all right, honey. Did y'all see
about her
that big
family
ass?
also her
Hold on.
when you have an
Woo, that is a big tall ass giraffe. Do you see that motherfucker? God damn, this is a tall beast. She talking, I'm like, damn, is that real? Is that AI? That is a tall giraffe, baby. But besides that tall ass giraffe, I got something to say to Detroit. Hey, Detroit, what's going on? Detroit says stop chasing a bag and follow God. I disagree with that. Stop chasing men. How about that? Stop chasing men. A bag ain't gonna kill you, but a man is. Okay? A bag ain't gonna cheat on you, but a man is. Okay? A bag is not gonna beat you upside your head, but a man is. Stop chasing a man. Stop chasing the XY chromosomes. Okay? Leave these men alone. They already cuckoo. Stop chasing a man. All right? That's a problem right there. Okay? Detroit said that's the same thing. No, it's not. We got to make it clear. You said chasing a bag. I want you to chase your career. I want you to just chase success in your finances. But when women get it effed up, it's not their finances, it's not their jobs, it's the men. It's the men, it's the men, it's the men, it's the men. Hell, some women don't even chase a bag. They broke as hell and they chasing a man that's gonna ruin their entire life. So it's really stop chasing a man. A bag ain't gonna go upside your head, but a man will. Okay, stop chasing these goddamn men. All right, so I had to put my 2 cents on that. Let's go on to another TikTok.
Secret Service Sam here for LA Magazine, and Ashlee Jenae, the influencer who was oddly, strangely unalived in Tanzania last month, her family is now reporting that her body is without the engagement ring.
Woo!
And they have heard nothing from Joe McCann, the fiance who asked her to marry her. They got in a huge fight where the hotel had to separate them, put them into different rooms.
I wish y'all would stop saying that too. He was whooping her ass. He was beating her. Okay? You think they was just arguing back and forth, yelling? Hell no. He was throwing her ass wall to wall. Okay, like Chris Brown. Wall to wall. He was throwing her ass wall to wall. Yes, he was. It was bad. And this was going on for 3 days, they say. Huh. You think of art just argument and then he just kill her with his hand. He been knocking her ass out. I know an abusive man when I see one. And I bet you he was hitting on the ex-wife. But she ain't gonna say nothing. You see how she's so silent? She's silent night.
And he is not talking to the family. Now, don't you think that's pretty sus? Like, he was going to marry her. He proposed to her. This is now his new family, his mother-in-law, his father-in-law. Don't you think if he had nothing to do with this and there was no foul play that he would be devastated? He would be calling the family. He would say, here's the engagement ring I gave her. But no, the engagement ring is missing. The family is considering going there to talk to authorities themselves. But this is totally, totally sus. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Secret Service Sam out, Sam.
I think it's obvious. It's suspect. It's obvious. What do you think? I think it's obvious that he unalived her. He's trying to get away from it. I think it's obvious. I think it's so clear. And our homegirl said in the comment section, it came out the other week he was beating her. Baby, I didn't even need them to tell me the other week he was beating her. I know an abusive man when I see one. Okay? Honey, and I bet you Elon Musk, he's abusive. I bet you Donald Trump is abusive too. Yes, they are. I know abusive man when I see one. And, honey, this not the first time he was hitting hands on Ashlee. It's sad. And a lot of women, y'all are taking abuse. And it is not just coming from women that want to be with a man that is financial stable. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But it was something wrong with you allowing it. What you didn't allow it. I gotta change my words. Oh, what can I say? Because nobody allows somebody to beat on them, right? So what do you do once a person knock you upside your head and you stay there? You stay out of fear. You stay because you don't want to lose them. I don't even know the word to say it because I don't want to be offensive. But Magic, what did you call that? Because I don't want to say they allowing a man to beat on them because they're not allowing it.
I would say that she
and this
got
goes
caught
for
up.
all these women out here because it's a lot of them in this situation.
I believe she got caught up with the gifts and everything. That's how a lot of men, predators, they lure the women in by all the gifts he,
But Magic, if I
giving
go
her.
upside your head and you still want to stay with me, what do you call that?
You just call that I would say Stockholm syndrome.
Okay, she suffers with Stockholm syndrome.
That's my best diagnosis.
Y'all better stop this Stockholm syndrome and ask God to deliver you from that shit. That shit is wickedness, that Stockholm syndrome. It will cause a man to unalive you. They don't feel sorry for you because you are dealing with a Stockholm syndrome. Is that an illness or disease? I don't know what it is.
That
But
is when you have been you've had trauma dealt to you, and you are not able to decipher reality. You're split between reality and what you believe to be is make believe in your head. It's just like a kidnapped victim, and then all of a sudden they start defending the kidnapper, and then they don't want to go home because they want to protect the kidnapper because they've gotten comfortable, like Elizabeth Smart, and she had Stockholm syndrome. A lot of these people that get
yeah, they normalize it.
yes, they start and they brain, and that's a defense mechanism to protect the body from further harm. So in their mind, she's already, he already beat her up. He already put her through all these different phases. And then what he would do is he would buy her something else. He would buy her like Chanel or whatever these high-end products are, and she'll get them again thinking everything is fine. Because it's like a sun up, sun down type of relationship.
Is that still Stockholm syndrome?
It is, Gigi. Yes, it is. Because
Well,
she loses sense of reality.
yeah. Press one if you guys think that Ashlee, she had a little Stockholm syndrome in her. And I know a lot of y'all have it. Have you ever had that disease?
A lot of people have abusive relationships,
Have
abusive
you have
emotions.
it?
They tell
Have
you,
you been through it?
yes, I have. I can
How
honestly
was
say
it
yes,
for
I
you?
have. Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy. I had a Looney Tune. I had a Looney Tune from Long
Wow.
Island that I met at an event, a performing arts event, a TV show type of thing. And he just got attached to me. And I thought that it was love because of like buying me the gifts, the surprising, driving me, taking me in the cars here, taking me to all these nice restaurants. But at the end of the day, he was a psychopath. He was a
You
psychopath.
didn't see no signs of magic?
Not in the beginning. No, I did not. I did
Man.
not. But then when I did, I ignored it because he would cry. He would
Oh,
cry
hell
and say
no.
he's
I don't
sorry.
like a man that cry. That's a turn off.
He was saying he was going through stuff at work or whatever, and it
Did you
wasn't.
do you like a man that cry? Do you feel like, oh my God, he's so vulnerable to me. He
I
really
mean,
cares.
years ago I did, but now as an adult, no, I don't play that. I don't play that. Like I give them what they give me, I dish out too. So when you think you playing me, I'm playing you too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not falling for anything. I'm just allowing them to play the game. And the minute I see that sign, I'm out. I block the call. That's it. You'll never see me again. I don't tell them where I live. I don't even tell them the neighborhood that I live in. None of that. They get no personal contact, and they don't even get the real name. I don't even give them the real name. The number, we talk, we have a date or two, but the minute I see that red flag, the minute Gigi the mask falls off, I'm out because
Yeah.
they always come with a mask in the beginning, and then when they're being too nice, it's another red flag. Like I gotta watch you. I gotta watch
Mm.
you. Been there, done that.
I understand. All right, let's check on another one.
We have an update for influencer Ashlee Jenae, who sadly lost her life in Tanzania, while her dad has been speaking out and saying that her body is back in the States with her family. However, her engagement ring and also her personal belongings are not accounted for. Now, her body was returned to her family in New Jersey on Friday, and her father, Harry, said that he has no idea if or when they will receive the items back, as he believes they're being held by investigators as the case still remains active. The family have also started an independent autopsy, and results are pending with regards to that. They also are arranging a funeral for Ashlee starting next week in New Jersey. Authorities have said that Ashlee was in a dispute with her fiance, Joe McCann, and allegedly hotel staff had to separate both of them and put them into individual rooms. This exact incident is a focus of the investigation. Police in Tanzania have also suggested that she may have taken her own life, but her family strongly.
I hate how y'all be wording this shit. Look, this man is this man 5 times or 10 times stronger than her? Okay, yes, he is. Okay, he was putting paws on her, and y'all trying to make it seem like it was they're equal, and we have to separate them. They had to separate Joe from her because she was getting knocked the hell out. So, honey, I do believe that after a while, Joe came back and he went to her hotel where she was at. People say, well, how did he know? Because they kept her in the same old hotel room that Joe was staying in, and they moved him to a different location. She didn't know where he was, but he knew where she was. So, he probably used the excuse, I left something or some crazy stuff like that to get in. Or maybe he already had a key. Considering he's very cool with all the staff members, they have a great tight relationship. He been there so many times. He got favor. He could do what he want to do. He like Trump in the United States. He could do what he want to do. He don't face no consequences. And in that country, so that's what I think happened. Let's go.
Say that this is completely untrue and very unlike her character. The family have had very little contact with McCann since their daughter's unfortunate passing and are even looking at more surveillance footage for the area, as that will just piece together exactly what happened during that fateful night.
The family also said that they are considering traveling to Tanzania just to meet with officials face to face, as they want some answers to their questions. As always, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll keep you updated.
All right, let's move to some YouTubers and see what they saying. This is Trent Out Loud.
Ashlee's ring, and they kept her belongings. And when I say they, I mean possibly the police, government officials, the hotel, or Joe McCann himself. It's bad enough that you take someone's life. You got to take their engagement ring and their belongings. On the flip side, and
yeah, because he don't see her as a human. Joe looking at this shit like, I can't stand you, ho. I had to do it. You made me do it. Magic, you made me unalive you. You kept running your mouth. You know who I am, and this is what you made me do. And you know what? You're so ungrateful, Magic. I'm taking back the fucking ring and everything I bought because I made you. You know,
Yep.
if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be anybody. I made you, ho. And you're so ungrateful, Magic.
Exactly. And that's what he was thinking. And not for nothing, Gigi, I've dated Caucasian men before prior. And there's certain ones, like I said, that have that type of aggression, and it could turn into a firestorm, and they get really upset. They'll even punch through a wall. Like there's certain types. There's some that are just, gentle and down to earth, but there's some that when they get fiery mad, they could take you out. They could drive the car off the road and be in it with you and not care. Like that's how crazy it goes left when you get that rare type of Caucasian man. So yeah, she had that one. She just didn't know that she was in the lion's den.
And I want to add to Magic. I know she's saying the white ones, but honey, the black ones like that. And
I know.
black ones are known to be more aggressive. They more stronger than a white one. They got more testosterone. They more
That is
aggressive.
true.
So be careful with them colors. Shit,
Yeah,
any
like
color
you
would
said.
F you up. Okay. Now I haven't heard about the Chinese fucking y'all up. You know what I mean?
Well,
But
listen. Don't drink the tea, because if they slip something in there, you out of here.
shit, a lot of women are taller than the Chinese men. But that
Yeah,
height don't mean nothing. But
yeah, but they slip something in that tea, you'll fade away.
oh my God.
Yeah,
on a
that part.
positive note, Ashlee's family has confirmed that they are doing an autopsy on her body. We also have an update with Ashlee Jenae'S funeral arrangement. We have an update on if Joe has spoken with the family. And lastly, and to me,
No, he haven't spoken to the family. They just told us that. Raw, I want to hear what you say, but it says device is not connected. Can you fix that device?
most important, what is going on with their surveillance footage from the hotel?
They not giving you that. We are not giving y'all the hotel video footage. We are on Joe's side. How many times we got to tell y'all we are on Joe's side? He's paying us big money behind the scenes to keep this shit a wrap. So y'all can't make us give a shit. We it's our own country. We not in America. Okay, so y'all ain't getting that footage. Period. That's how they feeling. So, but you know what? God will intervene, right? He will intervene. Let's fast forward.
Real results.
Damn, a commercial coming. Play. All right.
And this footage is from, I think, April the 4th or 5th. So at least 3 days before she was unalived. Okay. Take a look at this video. All right, here is the video that we have all seen before. And you'll see here, Joe kneels down. He gives Ashlee the...
Is Joe short or tall? Let me look at this again.
3 days before she was unalived, okay? Take a look at this video. All right, here...
Okay, he not that tall for real. How tall is she? 5'2", 5'4"? He much wider than her. Damn, he wide as fuck. He like 3 times wider than her. He got bigger legs, bigger thighs, bigger waist, bigger stomach, definitely bigger chest. He wide, but as far as height goes, what is it? If she's 5'2", what he like 5'9", 5'8"? I don't know. Let's play it.
Here is the video that we have all seen before, and you'll see here Joe kneels down. He gives Ashlee the ring. Soon you're going to see a close-up of the ring, and he's going to put it on her finger. Here we go to the close-up. Boom. Her.
Okay, damn. At first it was so wide. Now they're so close. Which one is it?
4, and you'll see here.
But all this video, y'all know it's all staged, right? How they walking and everything. This is all
Footages from, I think, April.
For the camera and for the internet.
April the 4th or 5th. So at least 3 days before she was unalived. Okay? Take a look at this video. All right, here is the.
And is that tiger? Or what is that? A tiger or a lion? Is they really like they really walking with the motherfucking animal? You know that shit is staged. And I was like, is this AI? Is real?
No, it's AI. It's AI.
It's for real. Don't lie to me. Is it AI?
No, it's AI because you see how the tiger just keeps walking and wander off to like to go towards the other side. That ain't real. Start going towards the left. Come on.
Let me see. Y'all, is it the tiger AI or real? Press 1 if it's AI. Press 2 if it's real.
That's the lion in the lion's den.
And this footage is from, I think, April the 4th or 5th. So at least 3 days before she was unalived. Okay? Take a look at this video. All right, here.
How long was they over there for? Magic. How long were they over there for?
They said she was in different places. So she was in a certain part of Zambia in for like 3 days, and then they moved to another hotel. So she was in 2 separate hotels.
You know what? I want to see that flight log. I want to see the flight log. I want to know the date she went over there. I need to see the date. I need to see that flight log.
Yeah, she was in 2 separate resorts.
Yeah, one was her returning ticket. Did he give her ass a returning ticket or was it a one-way? I want to see that returning ticket too. You know what I mean? I want to see all that.
Didn't I tell you when I had the premonition, I had that dream there were other people inside the room when he was doing that to her? Guess what? Those are the same people that made sure there's whatever footage is on camera, CCTV is gone. They erased it all. There's nothing.
Now they said it's a package lying. It's in a package, like when they do the photography and stuff like that, because everything's staged. Somebody said the lion is damn drug. They're drugging a lion. Man, oh, honey, they drugging.
Yeah, the lion was walking in slow motion and it started gearing off towards the left. I'm like, what kind of
lion abuse?
Hey, GG, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Hold on, I'm gonna play this a little bit.
Seen before, and you'll see here Joe kneels down. He gives Ashlee the ring.
What the fuck she bending down for? Oh, I guess she was faking it like she's so shocked. Girl, I said, what the fuck she doing? Did you see this?
Is unalived. Okay, take a look at this video. All right, here is the video that we have all seen before, and you'll see here.
Okay, so she's supposed to be surprised, and then that's when she hopped down.
Joe kneels down. He gives.
I wouldn't be getting down on my
Ashlee the ring. Soon you're gonna see.
She got that ass right back up too. She didn't take long stand down. She got right back up.
See a close up of the ring, and he's gonna put it on her finger.
So they kind of far, and then I guess they get closer.
Finger. Here we go.
Look how he leaning. Don't this seem kind of awkward? Look, all that space. But I guess they're gonna do it closer for the pictures and stuff. And maybe they was doing it wide because they was thinking the tiger was still gonna be in there. I don't know what they doing.
Go to the close up. Boom. Her
Now that's a close up, so that's a different shot because they're closer together.
Gigi, look at his face.
I can't even see his face.
Let's do a close up. He's not smiling. He's not happy. He looks disgusted.
What's going on with his arms? All that shit on his tattoo. What's them tattoos about?
Aryan Nation.
Oh, what's that?
You don't know what the
Skinheads.
Aryan Nation is?
Skinheads.
Yes. Yeah.
So
That's
y'all
what it
know all
is.
about that stuff. I don't know about that Aryan Nation.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. The ring.
Guys, they probably gave Joe back the ring because he gave it to her. And here's my point. And my
He gave
family,
it to her.
he gave Joe gave Ashley the ring. So probably the Tanzanians gave him back the ring. Like, here, there's nothing else, They're not gonna ship it with it. It could have probably been stolen, or the probability of it being stolen. But my point is this: if the ring didn't come back to the United States, when my family has had to transport from the US across the state or overseas, this family communicates with the funeral home over there, wherever the body's going. We want this and this and that. So wherever the body's being held, they ship everything over in the casket because there's a special casket for this. Her parents probably specified, and they probably have her belongings. We just don't know because they haven't been telling us anything. They haven't, other than the Facebook post, right? But they haven't put another post and said, folks, thank you, or whatever. They haven't gone live. But typically, the funeral homes arrange with each other. If the parents said, yes, send us her belongings, they would have shipped it over here. So, do we know that didn't arrive because her parents are saying that, or we're just speculating? Just
Well, I
for.
tell you this: if I'm dead, bring my shit. Don't keep my shit because it's not yours.
But that's what the funeral homes work together.
I shouldn't have to tell you give my shit.
But we don't know. Her parents are not saying that. The stories are just running without the parents. They haven't even come forth. It would be nice to hear
Well,
from them.
Trent out loud says he got access to the family, so that's who he talks to. And some of these bloggers that's blogging, they said they have access to the family too. So that's they go to. So I'm gonna take their word for it until they come out and say they ain't say it. I'm gonna run with it. And the family is saying that they do not have Ashley stuff, and I don't think they got Ashley stuff. And y'all need to give Ashley shit back. I want them to have Ashley phone. I want to go through the call logs. I want to see the texts. I want to see what's in them clouds. And I hope he didn't take that phone and try to destroy it because some evidence or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want all my daughter shit for real, for real.
Well, if Trent is close to the family and Trent saying that the family is saying that they didn't receive them items, then that's foul play.
It's been foul play. This whole shit is foul play.
Hmm.
He's
But we
foul
don't
play.
know if somebody helped themselves to it in resorts, in vacation spots, hotels. Not all of them, but it's some of the staff take things. And in this case, there
Yeah,
was
ain't
an
nobody
opportunity.
taking that shit because she was under Joe McCain and they love Joe McCain. They worship Joe McCain. They're not gonna steal from Joe McCain because they know if they steal from his girl, then they're gonna have to face some serious penalties.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be bad for business. And everybody know Joe there. They ain't steal from them. If anybody stole from shit, it's Joe. It's Joe, it's always Joe. I don't know why y'all trying to shift the goalpost on Joe. Damn,
No,
it's
no.
Joe.
They could have returned the stuff to Joe, correct? They could have returned it because that would be the only owner. That's what I'm saying. Give him the
If they
ring.
return the shit to Joe and he keeps it, it's still thievery. It ain't yours, Joe. Hell,
What, the ring or her stuff?
all of it. It ain't
The
his.
ring is a broken contract, so the ring goes back to him.
Once you
A
give me a
ring,
ring and you put on my finger, that's mine.
that's Gigi's story.
Yeah, I
A
don't know
ring
what
is a
you talk
contract.
about.
A ring is a contract for us to walk down the aisle or court or whatever it is.
Because when you divorce, you can still keep that ring. You don't get
Right.
that ring back. When I
No,
said
no, no,
my
no.
engagement
They
ring, I
never,
still have
they
mine.
never, they never got married.
Okay, but I have 2 engagement rings. I'm not giving that back. What the fuck I'm giving it? It's mine.
Well, of course, because you're alive. She's not. The contract broke. It's his to take.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Joe, give it that ring, nigga.
Uh, I hear you what you're saying, but yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
stay up here, Joe. You know, I like to go on. I like people disagree with me sometimes. It don't matter.
Gotcha,
So it
gotcha.
says the ring probably is fake.
It
Yeah,
probably is
because
just to show it.
he planted to unalive her. So you know he ain't gonna give her no real ring. And then we find out it's a fake ring, and where he got it from, it's gonna be very telling that he really didn't love her. No way. He was not planning to marry her. It was all staged, because if the marriage was real and he had good intentions, he would have got a real ring. And they say he got a lot of money. I know y'all say he don't got no money, he going broke. But what I heard was he got a whole bunch of money. He just came up on a lick. He got a millions. That's what I'm talking about. So he can afford it. And hell, he still probably got good ass credit. And you know what I'm saying? Look, he got money. All his money is not in the bank assets. He got some cash somewhere. He got some money in this bank in this country. You know how these people are.
Mhm.
Shit, honey. Damn. It makes me think about myself. I'm like, damn, I don't got no money in different countries. Shit.
Mhm.
Wouldn't
He
y'all love
probably
to
told
have
her, listen,
millions? Wouldn't
Gigi. He
y'all love
probably
to have
told her.
millions in different countries? Wouldn't y'all
She
love that? Shit.
Yes, but Gigi Joe probably told the baby, take this ring for now. I'm gonna get you the real deal, before we walk down the aisle. So take this one for now. It's almost, real, but we don't know what's behind the
Do
scene if it's
you
real or
really
not.
think she could tell if it was real or not? I don't think she was on that type of level where she could tell. Maybe she could tell Brazilian from Persuasion, but I don't know if she could tell real diamonds and stuff like
Right.
that. I don't know. I don't think so though. I don't get that. But cause you gotta be a certain type of person. You gotta be you saw that jury to know. So, cause I
Yes,
know my black ass, I can't tell. You give me some sparkle, honey, I'm
I
gonna
can
think
tell
it's
too.
real.
I
Look,
can tell too.
I'm like, oh shit, it's real bad. Okay, Magic, can you tell real from the fake diamond?
Um, Sometimes, but not really. Sometimes, but not really. If it's, you know, it depends on the grade of the cut, but then no, you really can't. You can't.
Mm.
No.
If somebody came up and they're driving a certain Ferrari and they're known to be a big money person and they got jewelry on, I'm just gonna assume it's real. I'm not, you know what I mean, just because of the status. But let's go ahead. Meaning
It could
that
be
if
real,
somebody
or
like that gave me
the
the
jewelry could be
ring,
real on
I would just
somebody, or it could be
assume.
rented. Because some
Huh?
stars rent jewelry, or it could be rented jewelry. Not on Ashley, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, it could be. But if
Mhm.
somebody like that status gave me a ring, I wouldn't question it. I probably should, but I wouldn't question it. I'd be like, shit, he got it, he can afford it, you
Oh,
know.
I'll question it. I'll question it. Check it out and get back to the States and get it paid. Many a times some things don't work out, but yeah,
No,
Oh,
I
I
you
would
know
definitely
that's
you
get
right.
it
never know.
appraised.
You said
I'm
what,
getting it
man?
appraised.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm running to that jewelry shop to make sure to see if it's real or not. Yeah, I've
Correct.
done it before.
I know that's right. I'm so proud of y'all. I lack in that department. I got low self-esteem. I just be so thankful. And I'd be so crushed if it was fake, and I wouldn't want to know if it's fake or not. I just want to live with the illusion is real. Until he pissed me off. Now when he pissed me off, then that's when I skip my ass and figure it out. But if I'm in La La Land, I just want to pretend like it's real, even if it ain't.
You know, you're gonna know if it's real because if he messed up somewhere down the line and it's real, oh, it's going right to the pawn shop.
There
I
you
know
go.
that's
That's where
right.
you go to the pawn shop to make sure
That's
if it's
right.
real or not.
Cash out. Cash out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna play some more.
Ring is on Ashlee's finger around April the 4th or April the 5th. Here you'll see another video of Ashlee. And if you guys remember, this was the video that they made before going to Tanzania. You'll see right here, her ring is on her finger. And one more piece of evidence again, here is the ring on her finger.
Yeah, she's showing it off. Now, this is before she went to Tanzania. Hello?
Yeah, we see it.
Is this before she went to who?
They said she was at 2 separate resorts. She was at one resort for 3 days, and she was at another resort, this one. So we got to just see like the time frame, what the agenda is, like where was she, what's the place that she was at, because they said she was at 2 different resorts.
Right. Tanzania, right? I'm gonna replay what he said.
It's the Zuru. I think it's CURU.
I'd be so afraid of that goddamn gorilla. I mean, that what is that giraffe next to me with his hand?
Oh no, they gentle.
I don't give a damn what it is. It's still a big beast. Shit. Don't let that shit get in my hair. That food. Because if it get in your hair, he gonna come for your head.
To Tanzania. You'll see right here, her ring is on her finger. And one more piece of evidence again, here is the ring on her finger in a picture. Now, if you guys remember correctly, they were in another part of Africa where they were in the safari and the jungle. That's when they got engaged. And remember, they took a flight to Tanzania. And
did they ever take pictures of the family together, like him, her, and his parents, or him, her, and her parents? That would have let me know it's a little bit tighter.
None of that is on her webpage because figured you have a picture maybe of your mom on your web pages, but none of that is on the pages so far. Not them or family picture of them.
Okay. Yeah, he didn't have any of her pictures or any of them together on his page. Just his ex-wife info. That's it.
But you know what? She probably
hold on. See, Magic. I would have said, look, nigga, take that ex-wife off your shit.
Yep.
But
why she ain't never checked him, Magic, about that? What's
nope.
He probably fed her a line for business. He's probably fed her a line
ex-wife? Nope.
He probably fed her a line, Gigi, for business, for look, for this, for that, but we're together or whatever. No, put me on. That's it.
Yep.
I don't know if I believe that they are as tight in love as they proclaim. I'm not believing the all in love type part.
Of course not.
Yeah, I'm not believing that.
An hour and a half late to Tanzania. If I remember the date, I think it was April the 6th or the 7th. Any of you out there, please tell me in the comment section, what woman do you know gets engaged, has a ring on her finger, and then travels and takes it off of her finger a couple of days after? That is not a likely scenario. This is why
unless they argue.
Unless they argue and she throw the ring and say, well, take your ring, nigga. I don't want it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you can't buy me or whatever. Unless something went on, some sort of behavior, something changed. The energy changed. She would have probably taken it off and said, here you go. I've taken it off and tossed a few of them myself.
If he's arguing with her, do you think he said, well, give me my fucking ring back? Give me my ring. Maybe. You don't want to do it? Give me my ring. Do you think he put pause on her and took the ring? Do you think he took the ring before he killed her?
That could be a possibility.
I think he took that shit before before he took her ass out of here. He took that ring.
Could be a possibility.
Hell yeah. What you think, Magic?
I think it's a possibility that she could have taken it off and threw it.
Mm-hmm.
That's another possibility. She could have taken it off and threw it.
Hold on. You really think she cares about designer, name brand, and all that stuff?
But her friends did say that she was rough around the edges and that she would stand up for herself.
Yeah, but goddamn it, I'm not that rough around the edges. But if I'm arguing, I'm not going to throw that ring away. I'm going to try to see if I can pawn it.
She
No, she
may have
probably just
other
threw it.
suitors.
Threw it
She
in the
she
room.
I
she
don't give a
probably
damn. I can have 50 suitors. I want to keep that ring, and I want to see if I can make some money off of it, child. Shit,
she may have something. She could have had something upscale, one level up over him or two levels up over him. Some
that
conversation
sounds good, but I'm still gonna
could
keep
have.
that ring.
Gigi, we know you would.
Yeah, well, I'm
Until
Ashley.
it turn your
Ashley is
finger
me.
green. Until it turn your finger green.
Yeah, look, me and Ashley, I got a lot in common with Ashley. So, I can relate to her on a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm putting myself in her shoes because we would did the same shit. Now, when it comes to being with what's his name, I wouldn't want to mess around with him in a sexual way, but I would want to learn all that crypto and shit he got going on.
True.
Uh-huh. I wouldn't want to kiss him though. Just a
But
hug.
that was work for her. She didn't want that work. She wanted a soft life. So I don't think she would have been. You would have been someone that would have gone in to expand. She wanted to be the taken care of, and the makeup, and then front the
I'm
cameras and all
sorry,
that.
Ro. I'm sorry. I don't see this as a soft life. I think that we all have different and Magic, what is that in your background? Okay. Yeah, I think let me just while we talking. I think we all have different opinions about a soft life, Ro. And my idea of a soft life is somebody I genuinely like and care for. Okay, because that's easy to love. That's easy to kiss. And somebody that's putting me up. I don't have to work. It's optional for me. I'm not asking him for anything. He loves to be there. He loves to spoil me. He loves to do stuff. He put me on a different stuff. I don't even need a want. You know? He makes my life easy, bro. I don't gotta think too hard. He just want to help. He want to be there for me. That's a soft life. A soft life is not me pretending that I like this motherfucker. That's not soft. That's hard.
Mm-hmm. I'm
So
with you on
that's
the
not
soft life.
soft. That's very hard for me to pretend that I like you, pretend to kiss. Oh my God, I'm going to throw up in my mouth. That's hard for me. That's not a hard life.
But do you
Uh-uh.
think that then she loved him or what he could bring to the table?
I think that she likes the status just like she liked Dolce and Gabbana. He was
Right.
a fucking pair of Pradas, okay? He was a pair of Pradas.
What
If
we
I'm in
calling in
that
Tian.
mindset with superficial, whoever I date is like a designer pair of shoes. It represents status, and this is what I'm going for. I don't think that he was possible. I don't think he was the end result for her. I think she wanted to climb higher. I think she had more ambition than just Joe. I think that it was real serious. If I was in her shoes, I would definitely question why you're still posting your ex-wife. If that is the case, I will question I need to have a relationship with your family. That's just obvious. The mama needs to somewhat likes me and respect me because I feel like when I get into it with a guy, my issue possibly going to be your mother. So I want to get that in check. I want her to know that bitch, I'm the queen. Okay. Let me get that mama in check, baby. I got to make sure I have the most influence over this man, not his damn mama. That's what I be on. But, it seems like she was not demanding that family time. I don't know. It's not what she's showing. All I see is Chanel, Prada, Gucci. Like this is what she cares for. So that's why I say him is just a status symbol, in my opinion.
But you tapped on something. How do we know that this was a trip for her because maybe they were not going to be together? Maybe they already discussed that she's going to move on and he suggested this birthday trip for her that he surprised her when he proposed to her because they were probably like that last time. Let me just take you on your birthday for the last time. so that she will either consider staying. They probably had a conversation where she, maybe we should just go different ways or cool off for some time. And he
I
probably
doubt
suggested,
that, bro. When
why?
I'm dealing with a guy and it's a status symbol, he doesn't know that. Your job is to make him feel like you really care about him. Your job is to really sell it like you really love them. That is your job, to sell it to the public like this is real. Just like influencers do with relationship or anything else. You're selling something. She's selling something. This is what she's selling. This shit is real and it's fabulous. It's a status. So I know that, but y'all don't know that. It's a difference between what's reality versus
Mhm.
what I'm putting on. But let's continue. Magic, are you there? Shit.
Yeah, I'm here, Gigi. I'm here.
Okay, Magic. All right. So also I wanted to play.
I have an update on the death of model and influencer Ashlee Robinson. She went by Ashlee Jenae online. I obtained video of a news conference today in Tanzania in which officials say they are holding Joe McCann for questioning and they are holding his passport while police wait for the postmortem. We have been unable to reach Joe McCann. Now, yesterday I reported on this story. You may recall Robinson was on vacation of a lifetime in Zanzibar, an island off the coast of Tanzania in Africa. She was there to celebrate her 31st birthday with her boyfriend of about a year and a half, according to the family. Joe McCann proposed to her on that trip, but last week, something went terribly wrong. Police say Robinson was found unconscious in her villa and was rushed to the hospital, where she was later pronounced dead. Now, her parents received a call from McCann saying that something had happened, but they say it was the resort that told them about the death of their child. Again, the new information today, officials say they are holding Joe McCann for questioning and are holding his passport. I have an update on the death of model and influencer Ashlee Robinson. She went by
All
Ashlee
right.
Jenae'S.
So do you think that he has lawyered up, Magic?
Yes, I do. I think he definitely has a lawyer.
Got it. So can we find out if he has a lawyer for sure?
No, I don't believe we can because most likely he has he has backup in Tanzania.
Mm. So, okay, are y'all sure? Joe, can I find out who his lawyer is if I wanted to? Is that public or no?
I don't believe the same rules apply for Tanzania that applies here.
Oh, that makes sense.
Think of the language barrier, it's a whole different, their laws are different, totally different. And remember, they worship that, they worship the Caucasian man out there. They worship
So
them.
he needs an African lawyer then. He don't need an American lawyer.
Yeah, and then he has a lot of friends out there, white friends, that they own a lot of these resorts out there. So he's very connected.
So he just gonna be quiet. He ain't gonna speak to nobody.
Nobody's gonna say anything. They already covered it
Like,
up.
I don't gotta talk to y'all. I don't gotta answer to y'all. Eat
Yep.
my whatever. I'm not talking to nobody. You guys are nothing to me.
Well, there was news that he was released, so he's not being held anymore. Now that Ashlee's in the U.S. because they already concluded the blank of blank. They already concluded that.
So hold on. Magic, is what she's saying true? She talking about Joe is not even detained no more. He outside.
Yeah, he's outside. They released him.
What?
Yeah, they released him.
Where is he at?
He's in Tanzania with his other
Tanzania with them over there.
with the other
Okay,
women.
but why he in Tanzania for so long? Don't he need to come back?
That's his stomping grounds. That's his playground. Just like a lot of men go to DR and they go to Colombia and that's his playground.
But how long though? How long?
Who knows? Who knows?
As long as he wants. He's treated like a king.
He could go from there to another African country and fly.
But don't he have a house in America? Like, where in America do he live?
That's what Liquid. His job is online. His job is through the internet.
Okay, but where in America does he live? Where's his house, his apartment?
Allegedly Miami, because they lived in Miami.
Yeah, I think he's a nomad too. He could live off the grid.
Yeah.
Because remember, his currency is everything is online.
So he don't need an office. It's virtual for him.
Nope.
He could be in China.
Yeah. And he could escape through Africa to get to the UK or go wherever else he want to go.
Yes, he can go to Italy. He can go to
Yep,
any
he can
country he wants
disappear.
as long as he don't step back in the U.S.
Yep, he's good to go.
He can go to Mexico. He can go anywhere he wants.
He can go to Russia. He probably in Russia.
Probably.
Or you think he probably in Nigeria, going to another African place. All right, let's see what Tisa say. They said Tisa said, what is that noise? Who, Ro? Let me mute you. They said that Tisa said that she took the phone too. Joe took the phone.
Those reasons actually lead to a cover up, okay? They haven't returned anything to the family. They're holding all the digital evidence, and sources are saying that their next step is to say that they either lost or chose to destroy the physical proof. The shocking thing is they have a legal basis for doing this under Zanzibarian law. This isn't just a delay, you guys. It's a coordinated effort, I believe, and I think by the end of this live, you're going to believe too once you see the evidence, to strip the case of everything that could actually point to the truth. They are, and by they, I mean the Zanzibari police are paving a clear path to Joe to walk free. And if we don't speak on it now, the trail goes cold. Let's get into exactly what's being held back and why the family is actually waiting for answer, okay? Let's get into this. Also, I do want to thank you, Shakila Hodge, for telling me I've been frozen for the last 10 minutes. Hurt, lost.
I run a podcast solo.
Damn, that damn commercial, right? Well, it looks like she's saying everything I confirmed, that the African over there in Zambia, they are pretty much going to allow him to walk. They're going to set it up. He's lawyered up. He's been released. And all he has to do is be quiet and just let this play out and let his lawyers in Africa do the hard job. Whew, I'm telling you. You know what? African black people doing their own African Americans wrong. So ain't no more community.
Betrayal. They all know Joe.
And you know what? How so many black men have so much hate for her. Ashlee, you would think they would have this much hate for the Africans in that part doing a black woman like this and siding with Joe, since they want to play so racist, right? Since they so, oh my God, we got to stick with our own people, then why don't they got smoke and pushing accountability for the African motherfuckers over there? Okay, that's siding with Joe, helping Joe get away with murder when it comes to an African American woman, one of their own. They don't got no smoke for that. Did y'all see how I did? They don't even think like that because they not really community for real. They not community for real. Shit. Oh.
They broke bread with Joe. They thought he was a good dude. The level of everything that they have had to experience, and they are currently experiencing, on top of having to lay somebody, not their only child, but their daughter to rest. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So I have no idea where they are at mentally. But the circle around them that should be able to think a little bit more clearly, they are doing this a disservice by saying, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, and I have no place to say this, but even more than the funeral, they need to pay someone. In my old videos, I went through it, that is on the ground, that speaks Swahili, that knows all these people, that is going to put a stop to everything. It looks like the Zanzibari government and Joe's money is helping. Now, before we get into this, let's talk about Joe, because there's been a lot actually get involved to make a case. You need to treat Tanzania as a sundown town. Why? Because Tanzania is not under the obligation to share any information. They're not under the obligation to share security footage, whatever they find, whatever evidence they collect. The U.S. government cannot force them to do that. Any sovereign nation has a right. This is one of the rights of a sovereign nation, where you cannot interfere with criminal investigations. Now, I heard a bunch of haters online saying that's why you're not supposed to go on vacation with anybody overseas. Shut your dumb ass up. Vacation was made literally to go with either your girlfriends or your loved ones. Flying overseas is a hallmark of being America from the time you are in, well, if you're rich, from the time you're in high school, but
Get him, Tisa girl, get him. So let's see what she has to say.
To me, that perhaps they had reached out to Ashlee's parents in such a way that they felt intimidated. To go to a whole foreign country under these circumstances is a lot. And if you are not protected and have somebody there who will be your eyes, your ears, and also interpret the language, perhaps you could sit back and say to yourself, what will we do there? It's a big question. Because I said to myself, they might be thinking, will it bring Ashlee back? So they might have to fight this case in another avenue. So her wonderful father had announced on X.
I think if they would have took their black ass there, they would have got dealt with, for real. Them Africans ain't gonna like them African Americans, especially coming over to try to get that white man in jail, Joe, that they all love and they all get money from him. Man, they did a right thing with keeping their black ass here in America, because them Tanzania, they may be y'all same color, but y'all, they are not y'all. They don't give a damn about y'all. They will set y'all up, poison them, and we have more victims. And they're going to be looking like, well, they came over here and they wanted to go to heaven too. They got the same situation Ashlee went. They all just coming in and just taking themselves to heaven. So I wouldn't have trusted. I'm glad that they didn't go over there. I wouldn't want to go over there. I'm so glad they didn't do it.
Most especially if Joe was a true fiancé. He would have come home with Ashlee. I have also heard that Joe has been released. And that kind of ties
Y'all heard that. Joe been released. Y'all was right. Joe been released.
in because he keeps on updating his pictures on Instagram. That's where his mindset is at. This is not somebody who is bereaved that his future wife and the future mother of his children.
You know why? Because it was never his future wife, okay? Man, Joe didn't love that girl. It was all for show. He liked to use her as a fetish, and he liked the fantasy of making all her wishes come true so he can feel like he's big white daddy. It's all his ego stroking. And why he did it, I think he did it to get payback, or he just get off on unaliving black women after they get finished doing them. I'm not sure, but I know that he scheduled this and this is what he wanted to do.
Is no longer going to share the remainder of his life with him. That does not look like somebody to me. Let me tell you, I'm here in London, and I remember when Princess Diana passed away, and she had her boyfriend Dodi Fayed, who also passed away in Paris under that bridge that horrible night. Prince Charles, her former husband, still went to pick up Diana from Paris and escorted her back home to the United Kingdom. Regardless of whatever you might think of that relationship, he did that. Is it not bizarre to you guys, because it is to me, that a fiancé is absolutely MIA? He might have been advised, don't say anything, because whatever you say, they will still say that you are suspect. But if I really loved this woman, I wouldn't care, because I would stand on business and say, I loved her. And then it occurred to me also, Joe, you don't even have any way of getting out of this. Do you know why? Because from the beginning, we have heard that she was so upset that she decided to hang herself because of the quarrel you had. So any which way you want to slice this cake, the fingers will still point at you. I've also heard that Ashlee will be a funeral to send her home finally to rest sometime early to mid of next week in New Jersey. So let's get to the other aspect of this episode, which is every morning, 15 minutes.
They always showing these commercials with these women. Don't got no damn clothes on. Well, honey, you heard what she said. What do y'all think about that? I'll tell you what I think about this shit right here. Joe, he don't want to go to the funeral. He's done with Ashlee. He's done with this case. He just wanted to go over. He ain't never loved Ashlee. He just was with her for the fantasy to stroke his ego. He like when a black woman looks at him like he's God, and he gets off on that. They love that type of energy. But then when that black woman feels like she's equal, or or trying to judge him or whatever, then he possibly feel like I gotta put you in your motherfucking place. I think that has some elements truth to it dealing with this situation. You know how somebody can start off adoring you and looking at you as God, but then they get to know you, then they start not looking at you like that, Magic, what are your thoughts about it? What's your last takes on it?
My last takes, this should be like a handmaid's tale for other females that are, looking to, divest and think that, that's the way to go without really taking their time and getting to know the person, and not going to these men for material gains, because the same way that they have an ulterior motive to get the money from these men have ulterior motives as well. And some of them, they like the fantasy, they like the role playing, but then when that's over and that ends, they could say in their minds, listen, I want all that back. Or like you said, when you start to voice your opinion and be vocal and come across aggressive, they might feel, you know what, I made you and I could break you and I could take this all from you. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have this. So don't, you're getting a little bit uppity, especially when they have that superiority complex, and then they look at you just like the way you looking at them, as if they're like a god. They're looking at you as like you're a slave, or you just a black, whatever. And it's unfortunate, but I hope that it's unfortunate that Ashlee's now the poster girl for this. She's the poster girl for what not to do. And
I disagree. I disagree. So let's role play. Okay, now you said you shouldn't divest. What's that noise in the background? All right, so I want to divest, Magic. Now what?
You want to divest? What do you want to divest into? You could divest into anything. You could divest into yourself.
You just said people shouldn't divest.
Okay, what I'm saying is to go after these men for this money, this material gain, and for this a fake lifestyle that's not even real.
Okay, why? What's the problem with that?
The problem with that, because first of all, number one, like I said, is not real. Number two,
I know it's not real. I don't care if it's not real. I want the experience, Magic. Hell,
okay,
these other men can't give me the experience that Kevin can give it to me. I want to be flown on a jet. I'm not gonna get that with Eric. Hell, so I want to do it. It ain't nothing wrong with it. Now what?
Okay, everybody has free will, and that's fine. But know that
you're trying to say if I get on a jet, then he gonna kill me. Hell, broke ass Eric can kill me.
I'm just saying there's a thin line between love and hate, and as good as it could get, it could also go bad.
Yes, but that's with any man.
Yeah, that is with any man in any situation. But it's different when you have a man at that caliber that has those type of connections and that much money. It's different from when you dating a millionaire.
How's it different? You know why? You know why, Magic? Because these same YNs in the hood, you know how many bodies they got, and the police still haven't served their murder? Because in our hood, we don't snitch, okay? So it's a lot of unsolved murders by men that is broke as a joke and that are scammers and criminals.
That too, but if you want to gamble, if you want to take a gamble, everything is a gamble in life. If you want to take a gamble with that, and if you want to experience that and feel that's the way to go, you need to understand that there's a dark side to everything. So, you want to play with magic, go right ahead, play. Get out there and have a good fairy tale. But know that there's a dark side to everything. And and if you come across that, these are things that can happen, or even worse.
Yeah, it's a dark side when you're dealing with men. Hell, it don't got
Well,
nothing to do with white man. It's just dealing with men, period.
yeah, so you have to have, precautions. You have to really keep your, be on alert. And as much as you having fun, know that there's a potential for danger. And that's just anywhere, in any situation, any relationship. You always have to keep your third eye open. That's all I'm saying.
And with any man, and they saying that black women are getting unalive more by black men because that's who they deal with.
It's true. That is true. The numbers are up. I don't know. Maybe try to date outside the race, date an Asian man or date
Or how
somebody.
about you just date yourself?
Well, you could do that too. If you got to know how to pleasure yourself.
I mean, but it's not all about sexual. Y'all got to get out of that.
Well, sometimes it's women.
It's more to life than that physical feeling. It's so much more to life.
Gigi, when they were saying, a lot of people was telling her, don't go, he's going to unalive her. And they said, girl, we're going to find your body chopped or whatever. She says, no, I don't get chopped. I get screwed. That's what she wrote.
No, that's right. I would have said the same shit. That sounds like me. Okay, I don't get chopped. I get screwed. Hey. Okay. So, because she said that, now what?
Now what? It's crazy how art imitates life.
Nah, I disagree with that, Magic. I don't think that she died because she said that.
No, I'm not saying that that's why she got unalive because she said that. What I'm saying is that I believe Ashlee has Stockholm syndrome. I believe that he kept, basically he would yell at her, abuse her. This is not the first time. They fought several times over a long period. This is what her friend said that grew up with her. So this is not their first rodeo. What I'm saying is that I believe he kept masking it with all these gifts and telling her, I'm never going to do this again. I'm going to change X, Y, Z. And that never happened. That never came to fruition. He actually got worse.
Ro, it says device not connected. You got to get your device together.
Yeah, she didn't know he had. I don't think she knew it was going to go this far. It's just like a pressure cooker. The pressure keeps building and building and building. But I don't think she knew he was going to go this far.
I don't think most women know about men. Most women don't know their husband was going to cheat on them. I don't think most women know their husband was going to be their killer.
Yep.
The man that you say I do to is going to take you out of here.
Yeah, but he got that ring. Whether it's fake or real, he got it.
Yeah, I believe he got the ring. All right. Well, Magic, I just want to say thank you for coming up and joining me. I love your conversation and all this and all that. And hopefully I'll see you or talk to you later.
All right. Thanks, Gigi. It's been a pleasure. Take care.
Same here. All right, y'all. I'm going to get on out of here. I enjoy you guys. Please like the video. Let's get the likes up and subscriptions. And I will see you guys on the next live. Bye.